Hello, and welcome to the XStore training video for configuration path updates. In this session, you should learn about updates to the XStore point of service configuration path, or config path. The definition of the XStore config path has been completely overhauled and greatly simplified. The new definition of the config path allows one XStore mobile server instance to be used to service all XStore mobile device form factors. Previously, multiple XStore mobile server instances were needed for each form factor, such as handheld or tablet. The new definition of the config path also brings XStore's notion of the config path definition in line with what XStore Office expects the config path structure to be. And it allows xadmin personality maintenance to be used to control each mobile device without any special accommodations. System.properties is no longer used to define the XStore config path. The numbered dtv.configpath.x properties no longer exist and are no longer supported. Furthermore, config path properties are no longer scattered across multiple files. One file is used to hold the new config path properties. XStore uses a file named configpath.properties. XStore Office uses xcenter.properties. Xservices uses xservices.properties. Configurations now are split between global and workstation level overrides. Global configurations. Most config path entries for global or system-wide configurations are hard-coded into the application to ensure that base configurations are loaded in the correct order. Global config path elements control the loading of many common configurations. Mobile configurations, form factors, such as handheld, tablet, or thin client, country path, global customer overrides, such as version 1, and xadmin global overrides, such as master default, are some examples of global config path elements that are built into XStore and do not need to be and should not be specified anywhere. Special global configurations. Two of the global config path elements are special placeholders that appear in a certain part of the config path. The values of these placeholders are controlled externally. Base features are standard application features that can be turned on and off, such as loyalty, different authorization processors, and integration to external services such as Oracle Customer Engagement and Oracle Order Broker. Base features that are enabled are meant to be maintained through the personality maintenance feature in xadmin. Base features are specified in the config path property xstore.config.path.base.features. Configurations for enabled base features are loaded immediately following standard base configurations, which are those in dtv/res/config, and before any other configurations. Global config path extensions represent a special reserved config path element that is used to extend the global static config path by allowing the addition of config path entries that may not exist in base XStore, but that a retailer may want to have applied to their entire organization as global overrides. Global extensions are not maintainable through the XStore Office applications. Global extensions are for exceptional circumstances and will not need to be used in most customer installations. Global extensions are specified in the config path property xstore.config.path.global.extensions. Configurations for global extensions are loaded after customer global overrides in version 1 and before xadmin global overrides in master/default. Workstation overrides. Workstation level configuration overrides are used to change the config path at a device level. The primary purpose of workstation overrides is to support profile group element pairs that are defined in xadmin as part of the profile maintenance feature. Workstation overrides are controlled by the config path property xstore.config.path.overrides.workstation.x, where X is the ID of the workstation or device to which this property applies. Only certain configuration files in XStore support workstation overrides. Here are the files that support workstation level overrides: actionconfig.xml, contextconfig.xml, datafieldconfig.xml, field definition config.xml, field layout config.xml, font config.xml, list view config.xml, menu config.xml, opchain config.xml, prompt config.xml, sysconfig.xml, translations.properties, forms directory-based configurations, and component property set directory-based configurations. All other XStore configuration files cannot have workstation-level overrides. Finally, here is a sample config-path.properties file. And this concludes our training for updates to the XStore configuration path. Thank you.